7 months ago, we sat in a room together and we talked about this moment. That when you get into this moment, you can't just want it. You've got to pay a price to earn it. You've got to pay a price to get on this stage. When you walk down the tunnel, think about everything you've done to prepare for this moment. They have not done what you have done. They are not ready to take this thing where you're willing to take it. Your togetherness is better, your effort is better, your culture is better, so put it on display for 3.5 hours and go get it.
Howdy, Aggs. Welcome in to the Aggie Audible. I am your host, Lee Hillis, and Aggies travel to Death Valley for a primetime showdown. But first, let's bring in our counterpart. Fighting Texas Aggie class of 2022, Kyle Lovingood.
Gig 'em! Hey, Aggies are 7-0. Let's do it. I heard some crispy bacon cooking on the grill on Saturday.
Well, there was a little pulled pork around here, though.
Hey, you know, we talked about that. That's funny. I was eating pulled pork that night, too. So, it tasted extra delicious after that game.
But A&M goes to Arkansas, escapes with a win.
They do.
When we say escape, they escaped.
Yeah, they escaped. Yeah, that was
Arkansas with like 10 seconds left kicks the onside kick.
Yeah, so A&M was so close at the end of the second half to just pulling away in that game, going up like 14-21 and just really pulling away. And then Taylor Green did what Taylor Green does, and A&M's defense wasn't where they're supposed to be, and they're missing stuff, and all of a sudden here we have a game going into the third quarter. So, and then it was just hold on to your seat for the rest of the game pretty much, and hope that Taylor Green didn't just dice you and make you pay, even though we were making big plays on defense.
Exactly. And so our A&M goes to Arkansas, wins 45-42. And we were then number 4 in the country. Now the Aggies sit at number 3.
Yeah,
but
I'm enjoying the fact that A&M's number 3 in the nation. But to me, that means nothing unless they can win again this Saturday. So
exactly. So Marcel Reed goes 23 of 32, 280, and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Ruben Owens, 14 of 90, 14 for 69, 2 touchdowns. Marcel goes 6 for 55 and a touchdown. And then you have EJ Smith, 7 for 52. KC Concepcion, 1 for 16. Jamarian Morrow, 3 for 12. Mario Craver, 2 for 11. Amari Daniels, 1 for 4. So,
as much as I enjoyed all the runs that Ruben Owens had, and he just got big plays. He had 2 big, huge touchdowns. They were like 14 yards or something big touchdowns like that. I enjoyed watching EJ Smith just come in there and be a bulldozer. And basically there was a 4th down play there where he ran into the back of the tight end because he got shoved into him.
Yeah.
But he made an excellent second effort on a 4th down to get us a game-winning 4th down conversion. I really think EJ Smith probably should, if he didn't get the game ball that night, I'm going to be very disappointed because he really was like the player that really stood out to me.
Oh, most definitely. He had, I feel like, another huge game of his career.
And I'm hoping this is building, that he's going to get more and more opportunities as the season goes on. And I feel like that's what Coach Elko hinted at after the game.
A guy that you mentioned, Ashton Bethel Roman, 4 for 83 and a touchdown. KC Concepcion, 5 for 53 and a touchdown. Skip on down, Nate Borkacher, 4 for 29 and a touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, Ashton Bethel Roman, I've been waiting for him to have a good game. And for him, because of all that hard work he put in the off season, and you watch him in the interviews, and he talks about how he's been putting in the effort and all, and it's just nice to see it pay off, and for him to have a good game against Arkansas.
And what Arkansas did, Taylor Green, 19 of 32, 256, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Taylor Green is a beast. He is just he's a pro quarterback, in my opinion, and he just doesn't have much around him on offense, but he still gets done. He just does it.
Washington, 16 for 147. Taylor Green, 12 for 85 and 2 touchdowns. So the whole offense was Taylor Green.
Now, Washington, there early, especially, was breaking. Oh man, it was infuriating to watch him just cut through A&M's defense like it was butter. I was just, what is going on? So yeah. But Taylor Green, I agree. He was the whole offense. If it wasn't for Taylor Green, Arkansas would have folded right there at the end of the second quarter, and it would have been just KO Texas A&M. But Taylor Green just kept punching and climbed back into the game.
So, Omega Blake, 7 for 118 and a touchdown. Brown, 5 for 38 and a touchdown, and former Texas A&M tight end Jaden Platt, 1 for 4 and a touchdown.
Yep. Yeah, Mega Blake. Whenever they needed a big play, he was there, especially right there at the end of the game. It was just like, get it to him. Didn't matter how. Scramble, watch him come back to the quarterback, and Green find him wide open. It was a masterful play by them.
And then just to run through a few things about this game. Third down, we finally allowed over 3 in a game. Yeah, Arkansas went 4 for 10. They controlled this game. Total yardage swung in their favor. 527 total yards to 597.
Yeah, I think the most frustrating part, of this whole game was the fact that A&M would get a huge sack or tackle for a loss. And then the very next play, here comes Taylor Green scrambling down the field for 30 or 50 plus yards just to crack the game right back open. It was just so infuriating. And that's why they got all those yards.
Which is insane, but we controlled time possession. 33 minutes, 48 seconds to 26 minutes and 12 seconds by Arkansas.
Yeah, and those long drives are what A&M has consistently done all season long, and that's what they're going to need to continue to do at LSU to win that game. So, yes.
But players of the week. Again, offensive line, honorable mention.
Yeah, I mean, you waiting on me to tell you how awesome they've been? They've only allowed, no sacks and only 2 tackles for loss or something like that in the last 2 games? I mean, they've been playing phenomenal. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, they've been playing lights out. I mean, if they're not in there for the Joe Moore Award or whatever it is, then that award shouldn't exist, in my opinion.
And then another honorable mention, Ruben Owens.
Yep. He played good.
With 14 carries, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. Offensive player of the week, Ashton Bethel Roman.
I agree, 100%.
4 for 83 and a touchdown.
He was the flash that we needed to start the game, and he was there when we needed a big play. So yes.
And then another one, Marcel Reed.
He deserved it.
23 of 32, 280, and 3 touchdowns. And then on top of that, 6 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, it was probably one of his best games overall, most consistent. I think it was his most accurate game at like 71% completion rate or something like that.
Defensively, the 6', 195-pound junior safety out of Shiner, Texas, number 25, Dalton Brooks.
He flashed. He looked good. The whole defense was getting cut up there in the secondary when the defense was breaking down, but he was the one that was making the play, like even downfield.
And then we have to go back to Tyler White for special things. We have to. Tyler White had himself a night.
2 opportunities, though. Only 2, which was good. And
Which means offense was playing their game.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and roll the uniform reveal before we go into looking, because this whole uniform reveal is going to lead us straight into the LSU Tigers.
Unbelievable.
Attention, your jersey reveal will be with you shortly.
LSU jersey? Calling LSU jersey? You're up.
Hey, Steven, big fan.
So Aggies go all maroon on the road, which is weird.
I agree. It's kind of strange. Maroon on the road. What? Okay. I mean, I'm not against it, but it's just different. You would like, where's the white? But hey. Well, what is LSU wearing? Does LSU wear white at home?
No, they typically don't.
They wear purple? I don't know. The home team is dark, right? At home,
yeah,
normally?
They always wear color.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what LSU's wearing since A&M's wearing maroon. So hey,
but A&M heads to Death Valley. You got Mike the Tiger versus Reveille.
Let's go.
So, of course, we know what A&M did. And then LSU, Garrett Nussmeier against Vanderbilt. To remind you, they lost to Vandy.
Okay, but you say it like that was a bad thing. Vandy's been playing good, and we got to put some respect behind Vanderbilt. We just have to.
Yeah,
they've been playing good.
Vandy, I don't feel like Vandy gets the respect that they deserve.
100% agree. I think Vandy is totally underrated, and I feel like people are still underrating him.
But Garrett Nussmeier, 19 of 28, 225, 2 touchdowns, but he was also sacked twice. Durham, 7 of 59. Barry, 11 of 55. Johnson, 1 of -1. Garrett Nussmeier, 2 of -13.
And My only thought is when I hear about Garrett Nussmeier, he hasn't lived up to the hype that he had in the offseason so far, and he's
Yeah,
been flustered in the pocket. And I think that's a lot to do with the fact that he was injured this offseason and he never got the time to practice with his wide receivers. So I think they're still feeling the repercussions of the offense never getting in sync. And if we could fluster him, that's the key to really getting their offense off kilter and A&M's defense, making
well, we
necessary.
saw how that worked out last year.
Right, and they did that at Kyle Field. Yep. And if you can get him flustered, stop the run game, and then make him make a couple mistakes, that's how A&M wins this game in Death Valley.
Which is something that A&M has not done since the year I was born.
1994. Yeah, that was the year that A&M went 7-0 to start the season that we're currently chasing right now.
Chasing a little bit of history.
Mm-hmm.
Go 8-0 and also break the record in Death Valley.
Yep. Lots of voodoo or mojo or whatever you want to call it being broken on that.
So receiving for LSU, Green, or actually back up, Thomas, 4 for 75 and 1 touchdown. Green, 5 for 74 and a touchdown. Brown, 5 for 40. Anderson, 1 for 18. Parker, 1 for 11. Johnson, 1 for 5. Durham, 1 for 2. There's inconsistency. And they're going to be without their starting left tackle. And it's very unlikely that Whit Weeks plays this week for LSU. Star linebacker, Whit Weeks.
Yeah. From what I was seeing, he's probably out. But yes, I agree.
LSU had 14 first downs. 100 yards rushing, 225 yards passing, so a total of 325. He got sacked twice for a loss of 13, which is his 2 for negative 13 rushing.
Right.
They punted twice for an average of 46. They had 7 penalties for 52 yards. But they also lost the time of possession with 23 minutes and 29 seconds.
So this is why they lost the game. Vanderbilt has 20 first downs. They also ran the ball for 239 yards, and they had that time of possession that you just mentioned for 36 minutes. All of those things that I just mentioned is what A&M needs to go in and do. Take that game script that Vanderbilt did and use it against LSU again.
But this whole series, I got a good bit of the track record from like 1994 to last year.
Yeah. In
this series, A&M, this is just a matchup, the based matchup for this week. A&M's 5-0 at home. LSU is 4-0 in Death Valley. A&M's undefeated on the road. LSU is 1-2 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
LSU is 4-2 divisional wise.
Okay, so LSU is still undefeated at home. They haven't lost in Death Valley yet.
Yeah, A&M's 7-0 in division play. Conference play, they're 4-0. LSU's 2-2.
I on Twitter, this just kind of brings this to my mind. Just thinking about conference game, LSU's 2-2. What is this? On Twitter, a lot of these LSU fans, they've just had enough of Brian Kelly, and they're like, please just whoop us so that we have a reason to
fire him.
Yeah, but I'm just like, why would anyone want to break the fact that we haven't beat them at LSU in the SEC? Like, why do fans wish that upon themselves? It makes no sense to me.
We have not won in Death Valley since September 3rd, 1994.
Yep.
which we won that game 18-13.
Low scoring defensive game. That was back when A&M was the wrecking crew was at its peak. Yeah.
And then like the worst loss in Baton Rouge 2019, November 30th, 2019. 50-7.
Yeah, that was ugly. That
But
LSU team.
Look at that 2018 game. The 7 overtime game, 74-72 A&M.
Yeah.
And then some of the other games in Baton Rouge, 34-10 in 2013. 19-7 in 2015.
Yep. Yeah, that 2019 game was when LSU had their like best team, I think, of all time.
And that was Joe Burrow.
Yeah, they were just off the charts that year,
the natty season.
And it felt like payback for winning that overtime game the year before when it went to like 7 overtimes. That was just, yeah, that was horrible to watch as an A&M fan. But I think the home team has won the last 8 games or something like that. And so we could it's time to break that. Time to change that.
Yeah, break the streak. But we do have a little something that we're starting to do every show. And this is like our picks of the week.
Well, real quick before we get into these picks of the weeks, do we have a keys to the game of why A&M or how they would win, or what are your keys to the game in your opinion?
I'm sure I really have to limit what LSU can do and control the clock. Are my big two.
Yeah. My keys are essentially stop the run, force Nessmeyer to be, throw it one-dimensional, and then the defense gets him flustered and makes him mess up. That's kind of my keys to the game for A&M beating LSU and Baton Rouge. Yeah. So, all right, keep going.
But we're picking 8 games. Actually, what is it? I'll have to go look this. I have to go pull this up, but it's
Was it 7 games this time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm sending a message real quick. But the first game, we have a few that we are split on. The first game is number 8 Ole Miss at number 13 Oklahoma.
Yep.
Do you want to pull up your notes on this?
Yeah, let me do that real quick. Give me just a second here. All right. So okay. All right, I'm ready. So Ole Miss, yeah. Do you want me to talk through mine or how do you want
talk through it.
So I picked I think it's gonna be kind of a toss-up game. Especially since is the game at Norman?
It's at OU.
It's in Norman. Okay, so that's why I kind of think it's kind of a toss-up. I went with Ole Miss. I picked Ole Miss just because I think OU's offense is lacking production at the end of the day. That's kind of why I picked Ole Miss.
Yeah. So we're split on this. I took OU because it's at Oklahoma. Ole Miss away from Oxford is not great.
Yeah, you have a good point.
And I feel like home field advantage could be a big thing because right now OU is sitting just outside of the CFP.
Yep.
Ole Miss is right there in the thick of it. There's a lot riding on this game for OU. They lose this game, they're most likely out of the picture. They win it, and they're right back in it.
You might have convinced me. That was a convincing argument there.
And then
We'll see.
The battle of the A's, Auburn at Arkansas.
Auburn at Arkansas, two teams that are just struggling to get that first SEC win. I think they're both 0-4 or something like that.
Something along the lines.
Yeah, and the game's in Fayetteville, and the reason I'm going to go with Arkansas is because I think Arkansas just has better offense, than Auburn, and they're going to pull it out, being that's in Fayetteville. But we both picked Arkansas. All right, what's your spin? Is that you kind of agree with that?
I feel like that's somewhat the same place I'm going. It's because it's in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and we know how Arkansas can or Auburn can be on the road. They tend to struggle against high-powered teams. Like Arkansas is not the best team out there, but they are most definitely high-powered.
Do you think Hugh Freeze has a job if he loses this game? Losing to a interim head coach?
I think Hugh Freeze. I think if I'm Auburn, I am waiting till after the season.
Okay.
So you don't have to have all that confusion, all that who's leading this team now type talk.
And that's the way I think it should be for all these teams and all these coaches. They should wait till the end of the season.
But we did get some news earlier this week. Napier is gone.
Yeah, Billy Napier. Yeah.
And go back and watch the tour around the SEC. I said Sam Pittman would be gone. I also said Billy Napier would be gone.
Yeah. I mean, you call both. I'm kind of it's just a weird feeling that they're firing these coaches mid-season. I don't like it. I really don't like it.
This. Bobby Petrino is showing why he could be the man in Fayetteville.
Right.
Because he has this team being competitive. He has this team being in games.
I mean, the offense is there. I don't think they have the defensive pieces to overnight change, who the team is. But yeah.
So the next game is number 4 Alabama going to Columbia to face South Carolina. We both went Alabama. I want to see Shane Beamer get knocked off his high horse. And outside of us, Alabama's one of the better teams in this conference.
Yeah, Bama's one of the better teams. South Carolina is just they're struggling. They're all kinds of struggling.
Wheels have fallen off.
Yeah, the wheels have fallen off, and I like Shane Beamer, and it's kind of sad to see it. But yeah, Bama's just gonna smack them around. That's pretty much what I think gonna happen.
And then number 15 Missouri at number 10 Vanderbilt. And this is the college game day game of the week.
That's cool.
College game day will be in Nashville at Vanderbilt and Missouri. The reason I took Missouri, I feel like their run game is too powerful. I think it's even more powerful than Vanderbilt's and LSU's. And I feel like this game right here it'll be a very close game. And I think Missouri will tear off a huge run at the end of it.
You make a really good case. I'm still in the
You're
camp
drinking.
that
You're drinking the gold Kool-Aid.
I'm drinking the gold Kool-Aid. Give me some anchors because we got to throw some respect behind Vandy after
They
the
knocked off
way they
LSU.
played. They
And
knocked off LSU, but it's several weeks of this. Them playing well. They even played well against Bama until the very end where they kind of lost the game. It's just they look
Yeah.
like they're rolling. And it's in Vandy, in Nashville. How could you bet against them?
You have PU, the Texas Longhorns at Mississippi State. We both take TU on this. I could have went State because it's in Starkville, and Texas they're struggling to get anything going, but it's that defense that's keeping them in games.
You said exactly what I'm pretty much going to say. I think I almost want to pick Mississippi State, being
just because it's Texas,
right? And the fact that Texas's offense has been so up and down this year, and I feel like Mississippi State's going to have the offense to hang around in this game, especially in the fact that they're at home. So this could really be
the cowbells will come into effect.
Right. It's just gonna be a close game, I think, and I think Texas is gonna have to. Their defense is gonna have to step up, like you said, and get the W for the Longhorns.
I think it's funny. I think we picked against each other twice, 2 or 3 times. Yeah, we picked against each other twice last week and twice this week. Because we both took number 17 Tennessee over Kentucky. Tennessee's just too good. They're too high-powered. Kentucky's sitting in the basement. They're the new Vanderbilt.
You said it. I agree. That's exactly what it is. I don't see this being a game. Kentucky could kind of maybe in the first half kind of make it a slow game. But if Tennessee gets their offense going early, it's going to be a highlight reel for Tennessee. I feel like they're going to be all over the place, especially in the second half.
And then our game of the week, number 3 Texas A&M rolls into Death Valley to play number 20 LSU.
Yes,
and we both picked the Aggies. We both feel like A&M could come in and control this game either through the air or on the ground. And defensively, we're one of the better teams in the country.
Yeah, this is going to be more of a defensive show than last week when we played Arkansas and it was an offensive high power, and then against like Notre Dame where we did the high power just win at the very end. This is going to be the other side.
I thought this was going to be like an Auburn.
Yeah, it could be.
But in the words of Coach O, go Tigers.
I like
no,
that.
Seriously. A&M, we both feel like A&M rolls in Death Valley and takes care of business.
Yeah, and I think it's the reason I feel confident in it is the balance on A&M's offense. They have run and pass. That's going to keep LSU's defense on their toes, even though LSU's defense is one of the best in the country for points allowed. I think they've only allowed like just under 15, so like 14 point something. And so they're one of the better ones. But I think A&M's balanced offense goes in there and definitely takes advantage when a lot of teams can't. So that's why I think A&M has a chance. And their defense is going to come to play too. I think A&M's defense is going to mess with Nest.
Most definitely. Score predictions?
Yeah. I'm interested to see what yours is because I don't know it yet.
So this is for Kyle Went. A&M 24. That should not say Arkansas.
LSU.
I can literally change it on the fly. That's better.
There we go. That's better. That looks better.
We went very similar places. So you went 28-24
Yeah, I think
A&M.
it's gonna be close. Yeah, I think it's gonna be close.
I'm going to say this. Give me the Aggies by 14.
Woo! If A&M scores 38 in Death Valley, you're gonna hear a lot of yelling from my roof. May not be on the top of my house by the end of the game. I'm gonna be that excited. That would be awesome.
And I'm going to bring up why. Just look at the track record between the two teams. 38-23 last year. 38-23.
Yeah.
42-30.
Okay. So you're saying you think
I think it's gonna stick with the trend.
the trend? There you go. That's what I was trying to think of. Okay.
This is gonna be one of those games where the offense puts up points and the defense stands tall.
Okay.
But I think A&M has the better offense in this situation.
Oh, I 100% agree.
I think A&M's offense will come out and prevail in the end. And defense will take care of business.
Okay. Well, that would definitely follow that trend. Okay, so if you're watching this here, I want you to comment and let us know what you think. Do you think it's going to be a slow game or a close game, or do you think it's going to be like Lee says, A&M's offense is just going to be able to outpace LSU and win this game, and it's going to be 14 points? That would be incredible if we could do that.
I think if A&M jumps out the gate and goes out and scores 14 right off the rip,
yeah,
LSU is in trouble.
Yeah, because I don't think they'll be able to climb back in it like Arkansas. Nope.
Like if you go back and look at last year, A&M was in trouble. They were dead to rights. They were down, 21?
Yeah.
I want to say, and then Marcel Reed came in, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Marcel Reed is also probably a really big reason why A&M goes in there. Marcel Reed's going to have the confidence from doing it last year, coming in there and winning that game. So he thinks he can do it again, and he's going to have all his brothers coming along with him. The wide receivers, Casey, Mario, Ashton Bethel-Roman, his running backs. You know.
And the bad thing is we will be without Le'Veon Moss this week.
Yep. That was kind of expected.
And then this game right here rolls you straight into your bye week.
And then we play Missouri after the bye week.
At Missouri.
Yeah, at Missouri. Yeah. Yeah, we need to. Dude, it would be so sweet to be 8-0 rolling into the bye week. That means that A&M is beating and kicking the 8-4 out the window if we can do that this weekend. And
after the bye week, 4 games left.
4 games left. And guess what? That bandwagon, if A&M goes 8-0, is not going to be big enough. Everybody in the nation is going to be trying to jam pack on that bandwagon that we've been riding this whole time.
They're going to be drinking maroon Kool-Aid.
Yes. And the bandwagon is not going to be big enough. We're going to have to kick some people off because we're not going to have room for them all.
But not that. Why does it say Monday night? I don't know why it says Monday night. But A&M LSU primetime on ABC Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central. It's going to be a dogfight as number 3 Texas A&M rolls into Death Valley for a primetime showdown.
Yes, and they're going to protect their number 3. And like I said earlier in the show,
Don't
the
be
number
surprised if they're number 2 if they win this week.
Oh, well, right. But the number 3 means absolutely nothing if they lose this week. It just throw it in the garbage. So if A&M has any pride, they're going to have to go in there and get it done, beat LSU for the first time since they've been in the SEC, and kick that curse out the door. And Elko is going to check another one of those big boxes, and like he's been doing for these last 2 seasons,
He if you go look, he resurrected Duke when he was
Correct.
at Duke in a couple of years. 2 years in at A&M, he has us on the cusp of a college football playoff spot.
He had us on the cusp last year, the first
And
year in.
then the wheels just
Right. And let's see if they can hold it all together this year. And
with glue and duct tape.
But with all that being said, and us being excited about going in there and winning the game, yes, the number 3 in the nation is on the line and all that. But if A&M loses, there is still a lot of hope to have, because it's going to be a 10-2 season would get us into the playoff.
I think 11-1 is more realistic.
Well, okay, you're saying that A&M would go 11-1 likely from here on out, right? Is what you're saying? Yeah, right. But what I'm saying is that a 10-2 record would get A&M into the playoffs. So if this one is a slip up, and we make sure Brian Kelly stays in Baton Rouge for another 3 seasons, don't feel like just completely disheartened is what I'm saying. Is we could take the blow, but let's go win. Let's get it done. Let's go find them kitties, and let's go hunting in Death Valley. Yep.
Let's go tiger hunting in Death Valley.
Yes, let's do it.
But Aggies, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Let's go 8-0.
Thanks, and gig 'em.
Gig 'em. Woo!